Happy BTFD Monday to my crypto fam. We have a lot to cover in today's show. GBTC, the Grayscale Bitcoin Trust, could be the next Bitcoin price black swan. I'll be sharing with you the 5 things to watch out for in the Bitcoin market this week. Also, new record Bitcoin mining difficulty is in, a new all-time high. Quoting Charles Edwards at Capriole Investments, it's Bitcoin miner bloodbath. The most aggressive mining sellers, almost 7 years now, up 400% in just 3 weeks. If the price doesn't go up soon, we're going to see a lot of Bitcoin miners out of business. And this just in, breaking news, one of the biggest banks in Latin America to offer Bitcoin custody services next year in 2023, and they have 55 million customers globally. Let's freaking go. Also in today's show, FTX hacker dumps 50,000 Ethereum, but still amongst the top 40 Ether holders. That's right, the FTX wallet drainer address has been meticulously swapping assets and using bridges to launder stolen funds. Also in today's show, Disney brings back Bob Iger as their CEO, and there is a connection with crypto as he is very bullish on the metaverse. Also in today's show, Ethereum co-founder Vitalik Buterin offers lessons for crypto in the wake of the FTX collapse. That's right, Vitalik says that the collapse of FTX has illustrated once again that the problem lies in people and not technology. Preach. Also in today's show, stablecoin issuer Tether explains how FTX and Alameda collapse has no effect on USDT. Now this is a very important story, as if USDT actually did collapse, it would cause carnage in the entire crypto industry. Also in today's show, Bitcoin decline may soon be over as the Bitcoin price is seen hitting $250,000 in the first half of 2023. That's right, according to the billionaire venture capitalist Tim Draper, he is certain that the King Crypto will be able to brush off these negative FTX vibes and make a strong rebound as he expects Bitcoin to reach $250,000 in the first half of next year in 2023. We'll also be taking a look at the overall crypto market, all this plus so much more in today's show. I want to welcome everyone just tuning in to today's episode of Crypto News Alerts. This is podcast episode number 1110, and today is November 21st, 2022. And naturally, we have a lot to cover as Bitcoin seems to be testing the current cycle low. Taking a look over at Coin360, you can see all the major cryptos currently pumping and in the red with some in the blood red. Bitcoin down 3.3% for the day, trading under 16,000. Keep it in mind, the current cycle low is around 15,700, so just about $200 off. Now we have Ethereum down over 5%, trading at $1,100. Talk about a low. We have XRP down 5%, Doge down 8%, and the carnage all across the entire crypto market, and even Solana trading at $11, which is insane. Now checking out coinmarketcap.com, the current market cap sitting just above 800 billion at the time of this live stream, with about 64 billion in volume in the past 24 hours. The current Bitcoin dominance is 38.7%, with the Ether dominance at 17.3%. And checking out the top 100 cryptocurrency gainers in the past 24 hours, we have Hobby Token up 14%, trading at $5.12, followed by Neem up 2%, trading at 3.2 cents, followed by Casper, the friendly ghost, up about 2%, trading at 2.8 cents. But as you can see, most of the cryptos are currently all correcting and in the red. It's been a pretty bloody week, but checking out in the past week, massive losses. Even now, TWT, which was one of the top gainers last week, is even down 23.8% this week. The Trust Wallet token, we have HNT down 19%, and Mana down 14.5%. Just mass losses, not looking good for the alts right now. And checking out one of my favorite indicators, the Crypto Greed and Fear Index, shows we're currently rated a 21 on the decline once again in extreme fear. Yesterday was a 24, last week a 24, and last month 20 in extreme fear. So there you have it. Welcome everyone just tuning in to today's live show of Crypto News Alerts. Let's dive right into today's Bitcoin technical analysis and for the 5 things to watch out for in the Bitcoin market this week. Number 1, FTX contagion turns to the GBTC as clouds swirl over the fate of FTX executive and ex-CEO Bankman-Fried. Commentators and crypto investors alike are wondering where contagion will strike next. Sentiment suggests that everyone is expecting the worst. A case in point comes in from Genesis Trading, part of the digital currency group DCG conglomerate, which last week halted payouts as its crypto lending arm. Now, this not only set off a string of rumors over Genesis's solvency, but also over DCG's future. Reassurances from executives have failed to stem the narrative, which has also focused on the largest institutional Bitcoin investment vehicle, which is the Grayscale Bitcoin Trust, better known as GBTC. Thus, over the weekend, a growing debate over GBTC mushroomed into a full-blown panic over financial buoyancy. As reported, this may have been worse for Grayscale, refusing to provide address details to prove its Bitcoin reserves, allegedly for reasons related to security. That's right, suspicions over $1 billion owed to DCG to Genesis add to the melting pot of misgivings, and at the same time, your topic of discussion for anyone involved in risk assets in 2022. For crypto, the issue has been taken a back seat. FTX and its contagion have pressured price performance more acutely than the year's macro triggers in the shorter time frames, but behind the scenes, the global economic picture is providing interesting signals, to say the least. Inflation in the US was already seen to be retracing, but new figures from Europe suggest that the Eurozone's biggest economy, Germany, is now following suit. The PPI data released on November 21st came in below expectations and even went into retreat, becoming negative rather than growing further. Quoting them here, compared with September 2022, producer prices decreased by 4.2% in October 2022. This was the first month-on-month decrease since May of 2020, said an official press release. Now for the next factor to keep your eyes out on this week at the Bitcoin market. New difficulty all-time high as miner sales cool. That's right, even all-time highs rather than lows are having trouble gaining acceptance among Bitcoiners. In the current climate, under the hood, Bitcoin has been busy expanding its network security, but misgivings about the numbers persist. At its latest automated readjustment on November 20th, the Bitcoin network difficulty increased by 0.51% to hit yet another all-time high, which you can see here on your screen. Mining difficulty is a reflection of the competition amongst miners, and currently the metric is rising despite Bitcoin price action falling, which in turn suggests that some entities are deploying more hashing power to the network and are able to overlook decreasing profit margins. Quoting Charles Edwards at Caprioli Investments as he shares on crypto Twitter, it is a Bitcoin miner bloodbath. Most aggressive miner selling in almost 7 years now, up 400% in just 3 weeks. If the price doesn't go up soon, we're going to see a lot of Bitcoin miners out of business, which is definitely not a good omen. Now for the fifth and final factor to keep your eyes out on this week in this insane, hectic Bitcoin market, and that is timing. The bottom. Those around during the latest crypto bear market are buckling up for a long and drawn out return to glory. Bitcoin is now suitable number for the past weeks to its latest. Actually, we're on the verge of hitting yet another low, considering we're only a few $100s from the current 15,700 low. And as this chart shows, at 30 months, time is in fact up for the event to happen compared to both in 2018 and 2014. So is this bottom around the corner? When do you think the bottom is likely going to be in? Let me know in the comments below. Mustache additionally flagged Bitcoin's MVRVZ score indicator, one which is now approaching levels synonymous with every macro bottom. Quoting him here, everyone is wondering where the bottom might be. The MVRVZ score has always proven to be very accurate in the past and could answer this question. And he shares here, whenever the Z score fell out of the green channel, the bottom was in. For BTC, we are very close. I'm comparing time frames from 4 years ago when Bitcoin bottomed at 3,100 in December of 2018. Fellow account Bleeding Crypto said the price action is nonetheless only just beginning its bottoming process. Quoting him here, did you know it took 5 weeks to finally hit the bottom once we started to capitulate in 2018? Then it took 4 months of boring PA before we saw the first God candle. We barely started week 2 today. This is a marathon, not a sprint. Get comfortable. It'll be a while. So there you have it. Let me know if you agree or disagree with that analyst that we're likely to just be getting started with this bottom for the Bitcoin price, and how low do you think we're likely to go? Let me know in the comments right down below. And with that being shared, welcome everyone just tuning into today's live stream. Our next breaking story of the day is this FTX hacker with all of this Ethereum, which he has been dumping on the market, which is one of the reasons the crypto market is crashing, especially Ethereum, which was down about 8% yesterday. The hacker behind the bankrupt crypto exchange FTX, could it be Bankman-Fried? Is it the Bahamian authorities? Who is the hacker? Iger, well, they started transferring their Ether holdings to a new wallet address on November 20th. The FTX wallet drainer was the 27th largest ETH holder after the hack, but dropped 10 positions after the weekend ETH dump. The FTX hacker drained nearly $447 million out of multiple FTX Global and FTX US exchange wallets just hours after the crypto exchange filed for Chapter 11 bankruptcy on November 11th. The majority of the stolen funds were in Ethereum, making the exploiter the 27th largest Ethereum whale. And on November 20th, the FTX whale drainer transferred 50,000 Ethereum to a new address. The new wallet address then swapped the Ether for REN BTC, which is an ERC20 version of Bitcoin, and bridged two wallets on the Bitcoin blockchain. One of the wallets held 1,070 REN Bitcoin, while another wallet held 2,444 REN Bitcoin, which is wild to say the least. Now, crypto analytic group Certic later tracked the bridge REN BTC, and the address employed a money laundering technique called peel chain to launder the REN BTC. Doesn't sound like the Bahamian authorities would be doing this. Could it be Bankman-Fried or the goons or elite above him? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Now, a peel chain is a technique to launder a large amount of crypto through a lengthy series of minor transactions. A small portion is peeled from the subject's address in a low-value transfer. These incremental launderer funds are often transferred to exchanges where they can be converted to fiat currency or other crypto assets. And at the time of the FTX hack, there were two parties involved. One black hat that managed to drain almost $500 million, and a white hat that managed to move 186 million of FTX assets to cold storage. However, when the Bahamian Securities and Exchange Commission released their notice suggesting they're trying to move assets from FTX, it raised many eyebrows, with many claiming that the securities regulator was in fact the black hat behind the exploit. You can't make this stuff up, folks. As I say, FTX and Alameda was an inside job. This is the crypto 9/11, to say the least. On-chain analyst Zach XBT highlighted the token transfer pattern of the Black Hat wallet and said that the wallet was dumping tokens and bridging sporadically was a very different behavior from the other addresses that withdrew from FTX and instead sent to a multi-sig on chains like Ethereum or Tron. And looking at the movement of funds and the techniques involved in the transfer of these funds, it is unlikely that the FTX wallet drainer 1 is under the control of the Bahamian government. Based on today's on-chain activity, the Bitcoin activity is consistently with the peel chain, a form of money laundering that would be highly unusual for the government agency to be involved in. So there you have it. What are your thoughts surrounding this massive hack and this major Ethereum dump? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. And how low? We talked about the bottom for the King crypto. What about Ethereum, the largest smart contract platform in the world, the second largest crypto? What do you think the low will likely be for this cycle? Do you think we can drop below $800? Let me know your honest thoughts in the comments below. And how many of you are still bullish on Ethereum? Considering the current landscape of the crypto market, the FTX hacker dumping massive amounts of Ether and still being one of the top hodlers of Ethereum and more likely to continue dumping. But just let me know your overall 2 Satoshis in the comments right down below. With that being shared, now let's discuss our next breaking story of the day. We have Disney, a new CEO returning and who is very bullish on the metaverse specifically. So let's break this down. Metaverse backer Bob Iger has announced a surprise return to his former role as the CEO of Disney, taking over from the now former CEO Bob Chapek. Now, while Iger is most well known for serving 15 years as the CEO of the global entertainment conglomerate, the Disney executive became known in the crypto community after becoming a director, advisor, and investor in Genies, a digital avatar platform running on Dapper Labs' Flow blockchain. Thrilled to be joining the Genies board of directors to help Akash Nijum and the company empower humans to create the mobile apps of Web3 avatar ecosystems, Iger said. At that time, Iger was still at Disney as an executive and board chairman when the company filed for a metaverse-related patent on December 28th. The patent was for virtual world simulator and real-world venue, and according to the filing, would allow visitors to the Disney theme parks to use mobile phones to generate and project personalized 3D effects on nearby physical spaces, such as walls and other objects. It sounds like an augmented reality platform. However, Disney said at the time there was no current plans to use this virtual world simulator patent, and the company has yet to announce any products related to that patent. And according to the Hollywood Reporter, Iger's return will reportedly only be temporary, though, with Iger only agreeing to serve as Disney's CEO for the next 2 years. And during this new term as CEO, Iger will reportedly work with the board to set a strategic direction for the company and work to develop a successor. In his absence, Disney continued to work towards projects involving the metaverse, non-fungible tokens, and blockchain throughout the year. In September, Disney started hiring principal counsel to work on transactions involving NFTs, the metaverse, blockchain, as well as decentralized finance, and specifically seeking someone to provide full product life cycle legal advice and support for global NFT products and ensure they comply with all the current laws and regulations on the U.S. soil and internationally. So there you have it. Let me know your thoughts surrounding Bob Iger coming back as the CEO of Disney, as he is bullish on the metaverse. And do you think that Disney will likely continue to roll out some more exciting things in the crypto sphere? Let me know your thoughts in the comments right down below. And with that being shared, now let's break down our next story of the day, and that's Vitalik Buterin, his thoughts on FTX, as Buterin has kind of been quiet more recently, so let's see what he has to say. The Ethereum co-founder Vitalik has spoken out in the wake of the FTX collapse, offering his thoughts on some positives from one of the crypto's biggest black swan events. In a November 20th Bloomberg interview, Buterin said that the collapse of FTX contains lessons for the entire crypto ecosystem. He acknowledged that the underlying stability of distributed ledger and the technology powering the crypto asset economy has not come into question. The problem in this instance and several before it has been people, not technology. Buterin also labeled the FTX collapse as a huge tragedy, but added that it reaffirms the position of many in the Ethereum community concerning centralization. Quoting him here, that said, many in the Ethereum community able to see the situation as a validation of things they believed in all along. Centralized anything is biased. Default, suspect. Now, isn't the Ethereum Foundation centralized? Isn't Ethereum itself centralized? So I don't truly understand his comparison here, but hey, let me know your thoughts. He added that this ethos includes trusting an open and transparent code above humans, and over the weekend, Buterin posted a guide to having a safe, centralized exchange with proof of insolvency. He said rather than relying solely on fiat methods such as government licenses, auditors, corporate governance, and background investigations of people running exchanges, the exchanges could create cryptographic proofs that show that the funds they hold on chain are enough to cover their liabilities to their users. As he shared in this tweet, having a safe centralized exchange proof of solvency and beyond. There you have it. Now, the problems for FTX are understood to have stemmed from the exchange's use of customer deposits for other purposes. And after a large influx of withdrawals requests came to the exchange earlier this month, it found itself unable to meet withdrawal demands with its current liquidity. That's right, because they were taking investor funds into the crypto exchange and offboarding it directly to Alameda Research, where he was ill-intentionally investing in your funds, in which he obviously lost them all. That's Bankman-Fried. Now, Vitalik is not the only industry leader recently speaking out about the FTX fallout. On November 17th, Binance CEO CZ said that while regulation is necessary, it's more important for industry players to lead by example. And during the Indonesia FinTech Summit of 2022, Zhao said the entire FTX saga is likely to have set back the crypto industry by a few years and will likely see regulators scrutinize the industry much, much harder, which is probably a good thing, to be honest. So there you have it. What are your thoughts surrounding Vitalik's thoughts? Let me know in the comments right down below. And do you believe that Ethereum is centralized or decentralized? Let's get an answer to this, and we'll be doing some live Q&A here shortly. With that being shared, now let's dive into our next story of the day and discuss Tether USDT. There's been a lot of rumors, including coming from CoffeeZilla and a lot of other leaders surrounding in the industry that are known for exposing schemes and Ponzi's. They say expect USDT to collapse. Now, if USDT, which is one of the largest stable coins in the crypto sphere, was to collapse, this would leave massive carnage in the crypto industry, taking us even lower than what we have witnessed already from this FTX debacle. So let's break down what they have to share. Tether, the largest stablecoin issuer in the world, has released a statement assuring investors that USDT is in no way affected by the meltdown of the crypto exchange FTX and its trading arm, Alameda Research. In a new blog post, Tether says that since Alameda was a large issuer of USDT, speculation on whether the trading firm's collapse presents a risk to Tether has surfaced. which it should have, right? Tether says that Alameda, being an issuer of USDT, means that Alameda originally sent USD to Tether and received USDT in return. Now the only option Alameda has is to return USDT to Tether to be reimbursed into USD. Those reserves are still in Tether's possession. They are not on Alameda's balance sheet. The collateral backing Alameda's USDT is not on Alameda's balance sheet. What can Alameda do with their USDT? Their only option is to redeem any USDT they have for USD via Tether's redemption facility. This is the same as any other USDT holder around the world. Now, Tether has no outstanding loans of USDT, of Tether's reserves, or any other funds whatsoever. The main problem countless other companies are facing is that they recklessly lent Alameda various assets, relying on extremely illiquid collateral. And since Alameda cannot repay those loans at this time, those companies have a hole on their balance sheet, a black hole to say the least. This is not how USDT issuance works and is not behavior Tether engaged in with Alameda in any way. Now, the Hong Kong-based company also addresses the decision from multiple crypto exchanges to halt deposits of USDT on the Solana blockchain. Tether says this also does not affect it, quoting them here. USDT issued on Solana is the same as USDT issued on any other chain. The token simply represents a claim to $1 of Tether's reserves and collateral. Alameda's heavy involvement in Solana doesn't impact the underlying dynamics of how USDT functions and USDT issuance works whatsoever. The move to suspend USDT deposits on these exchanges is likely just due to the heavy connections between FTX, Alameda, and Solana. If holders of US dollars want to redeem USDT with Tether, they can. Still, USDT in Solana is equivalent to USDT on any other blockchain. It is not issued by Solana and is not reserved by Alameda or FTX. And on Friday, Tether announced the chain swap of $1 billion worth of USDT from Solana to Ethereum, as they shared here on Twitter. In a few minutes, Tether will coordinate with third party to perform a chain swap, converting from Solana to Ethereum ERC20 for 1 billion USDT. The Tether total supply will not change during this process, and a chain swap now is a process that moves crypto assets from one blockchain to another. And according to Tether, chain swaps may be requested by an exchange if they have a surplus of funds on one blockchain, but a deficit on the other. My apologies. Let me know your thoughts surrounding this story. And before I break down our final story of the day, the moment we have all been waiting for, which is a prediction of $250,000 in the first quarter of 2023, which we all know is right around the corner, considering we're currently in November and this is the end of November. December is right around the corner. Could you imagine Bitcoin going parabolic and not only reaching a new all-time high, but multiplying that all-time high and hitting $250,000 per Bitcoin next year before the halving? If that was to happen, as Tim Draper is predicting, where do you think the Bitcoin price would likely peak out after 2024's halving? It can get literally insane. We can go on a major parabolic rally, but nonetheless, let's break down this next story, shall we? And I'm going to dive right through to the predictions starting here. Bitcoin could hit a new all-time high before 2022 ends. Back in November 10th of last year, Bitcoin pushed its overall valuation to more than $1 trillion when it achieved its current all-time high, just above 69,000. And at its current state, Bitcoin is already lost 77% of that value and is nowhere close to that level right now. However, the extension of the bullish convergence in the Assets Weekly RSI that is hovering at the oversold region suggests a recovery rally could happen anytime soon. In fact, despite the prolonged crypto winter, billionaire venture capitalist Tim Draper is certain Bitcoin will be able to brush off these negative vibes and make a strong rebound. Bitcoin is expected to reach $250,000 in the first half of next year. Now, last week, Draper predicted the leading crypto will reach that milestone despite the ongoing FTX turmoil. Tim Draper stated that the failure of the FTX crypto exchange has no direct impact on the success of Bitcoin because Bitcoin is decentralized and FTX was not. Facts. Now, moreover, Colin Wu, a Chinese crypto news reporter, recently pointed out that the Bitcoin price had significantly deviated from predictions of the stock-to-flow model, paving the way for a climb up to 78,000 by December 31st, 2022, which would take us to that new all-time high. If that happens, Bitcoin will attain a new all-time high, rewarding its investors and holders with substantial profit. Could you imagine it being that fast, going from the low, the cycle low, all the way to an all-time high, like within a month? That would be be insane roller coaster ride, but I cannot wait. I'm actually pretty excited. Stock to Flow does still predict that Bitcoin is somewhere ranging $100,000 plus between 2024 and 2025. Also like to point out that the stock to flow model has been the most accurate Bitcoin price prediction model, but this year in 2022, we witnessed some black swan events many in the crypto space were not anticipating, and because of that, it is what it is. I mean, no model can predict the future because there is a lot of uncertainty that could arise and occur. But nonetheless, what are your thoughts surrounding the billionaire venture capitalist's $250,000 $250,000 Bitcoin price prediction by the first half of next year? Do you think this is a pipe dream? Do you think this is a possibility? Do you think there is a less than a 50% chance of this happening? More than 50% chance? Whatever your thoughts are, let me know in the comments below. And now let's dive right into our live Q&A session. And once again, I want to give everyone here tuning in live a live shout out. We got Chris Minka here. We got BitBud in the house, Dragon Flower, Bring Facts, Pezza, Jeff S, Frankie V. We got Telengard, it's good to see you as always, fam. Bitcoin Cow, always a pleasure. Dan Drummond, appreciate ya. Vitalik changes course on a whim, and ETH is hosted on AWS servers. But yeah, totally decentralized. Hey, touche. You make a great point. I think it is ironic that Vitalik talks like this. Like, it's insane. Chris Minka says 20 to 30% of crypto will go away in the next few months. Tether may be one of them. Preach. Anything can happen, and if that was to happen, it's not going to look good. Pezza says, good plan. I would if I could as well. Bring Facts says, if Bitcoin goes lower, I'll be nabbing several Bitcoin. Whole coiner was nice, but whale sounds better. Absolutely. Take this as a buying opportunity. BTFD, DCA, dollar cost average. BitBud says, I am grateful to know all of you, fam. I'm very grateful to have you here as well as a regular of the show. So shout out to BitBud. He's actually a moderator now in the live chat. Chris says, I do believe it's possible. Remember, the real supply of Bitcoin versus paper Bitcoin can lead to this. That's right. Do you know FTX was selling artificial Bitcoin? That's right. IOUs of Bitcoin, wrapped Bitcoin. They were taking the real valuable asset, Bitcoin, the most pristine collateral in the world, and trading it with fake Bitcoin. That's what bankers do, fam. So bankers were closely working and regulators were closely working with FTX. Do you know that Gary Gensler, as well as the chairman of the Fed, Jerome Powell, they were having ongoing meetings with Bankman-Fried for months on months on months. That's why I said that FTX was an inside job. And regulators are looking to take down the crypto industry, suppress the price, and roll out CBDCs, which are central bank digital currencies, which is the work of Satan. But the good news, Bitcoin is the antidote to all of that. It is what it is. Yeah. Jeff says miners need to hold on just 13 more months. I know this is very bad because as the price continues to hit new lows, a lot of miners are going to be going out of business. And when miners are going out of business, things aren't looking so great. So hopefully things turn around here soon. Raw dog Bitcoin, no wrapper needed. Exactly, because there's nothing like the real thing, baby. Michael says, BitBud, bless you, mate. We all appreciate BitBud. Minka, ain't that the truth? Yeah, man, it's wild. Dragon says pipe dream in Q1 would be unhealthy as well. You make a great point. Appreciate you sharing. BitBuzz says, let's be thankful for what we have and the people in our lives. Amen. Attitude of gratitude. That's what it's about. What else we got here? Stock to flow sounds about right, says BitBud. Dragon says the sell pressure would be unprecedented going that high, that fast. Bring Facts says, I have everything I need without Bitcoin. So what it gotta wait to have FU money? I am young. That's right. Bitcoin is God hacking humanity. Pezza says that would give me a heart attack to 250,000 in 1 month. For real, right? Imagine $8,000 new low in within 30 days. New all-time high, surpassing everyone's expectations. Tim Draper was right this entire time. Wouldn't that be something, right? That'd be crazy to say the least. Smash the likes. I appreciate you saying that, Pezza, as that's the greatest thing you can do to help support this channel because it helps out tremendously with the YouTube algorithm. Smash the like button as if it's Bankman-Fried's face. Bada boom, bada bing. Smash it. Smash it as if it's Gary Gensler's face. Smash it as if it's Jerome Powell's face. Smash that like button as if it's the SEC's face. You know what I mean? You feel me? Hit that button. Also, don't forget to make sure you're subscribed if you're not already, and turn on all notifications by hitting that bell. That way, when I do go live or share any new news, you actually get a notification. And if you're currently not receiving notifications, turn all notifications off and then turn on all notifications on again. And typically, that will fix the problem. Yeah, Jeff agrees. He says the FTX hack sounds like an inside job, 100%. Bitcoin Cal says, I just smashed Bankman-Fried's face. Congratulations. I appreciate that. Yeah, man, it's wild. Wild to say the least. I'm still very hopeful for the future price action. Short-term turmoil doesn't scare me because I'm not holding on to 100% alts. I'm holding on to the majority of my crypto is Bitcoin. So at the end of the day, one Bitcoin is still going to be equivalent to one Bitcoin, even if we dropped to 10,000 as Peter Schiff has been calling for. It doesn't matter what happens to Bitcoin. Bitcoin is still going to be equivalent, one Bitcoin equivalent to one Bitcoin. And as long as that remains, it's irrelevant how big of a crash we get, because we all know things will return. We've witnessed this before. How many of you been around more than this current cycle? How many of you witnessed the parabolic rise in 2017 when Bitcoin soared? When I got into crypto, Bitcoin was like $1,500. That same year in 2017 in December, Bitcoin soared to $20,000. And now 5 years later in 2022, you have the opportunity to buy Bitcoin cheaper than what it was 5 years ago. And you want to stay here and tell me you're not blessed. This is the biggest blessing anyone can ask for. Many of you have been asking, please God, Bitcoin go lower so I can buy some. But many of you don't have the balls to purchase it when it drops lower. You're just talking smack. Not my core audience here in the live chat, but just the majority overall investor. When things are cheaper than ever before, they're more skeptical than ever. Meanwhile, Bitcoin could be at an all-time high. That's when everybody and their grandma lines up and says, I'm ready to buy. I'm ready to listen. It's insane, the herd mentality of the market. But that's just how it is. So the wealthiest people are born and birthed in these crypto winters because they recognize the opportunity and they do the opposite of the average person. They start accumulating and buying as the whales are right now, and they start stacking stats knowing what is likely to come. That's why the people that hold the most Bitcoin are accumulating at higher levels than ever before in history, because many people are selling their Bitcoin at these prices, which is insanity if you're to ask me. But that's just my 2 Satoshis. Let me know your thoughts. BitBud has a question. Are Trezors able to be reused if you had other stuff on them? I don't clearly understand your question, but Trezor, you can store many different cryptocurrencies, and you could also open up multiple wallets within that Trezor wallet. You can literally have 100 separate wallets within that wallet. So Trezor is definitely one of my go-to favorite crypto cold wallets to be storing your Bitcoin. My personal preference for Bitcoin, I like Trezor, and for altcoins, I prefer the Ledger Nano. But both wallets could ultimately do the same thing. It's just really preference at this point. Chris says, I've been around from 2010 along with Peter Schiff, except I own Bitcoin and he doesn't. Facts. That's what's up. Pezza says, JV's core audience has balls. 100%. That's what's up. Much respect to the core audience. My Bitcoin enthusiast here. Pezza says, I am lining a dollar cost average up. Dragon says, I just say, why? Were you happy to buy at 60,000 and you won't buy a single sat at 16,000? Exactly. Makes no sense. Fax says, I'm out. Shout out. Much love, Fax. Appreciate you tuning in live. Have a great one. Chill says, too many people think investing into crypto is too risky, but I think it's risky if you don't and you're leaving your fiat in the bank. Crypto is the future. Money, baby. You make a great point. The risk here, let's really discuss that. If you were sitting on wealth right now, let's hypothetically say you're sitting on $500,000. If you kept that in the bank, that'd be the definition of stupidity. Number one, the FDIC only covers insurance of your funds of up to $250,000. And even keeping that in mind, if there was a bank run and everyone decided to pull out their fiat from your local bank, let's just say it's JP Morgan, guess what? They don't have the money to give it to everybody. So you would go under and you'd probably not be covered and you probably wouldn't be insured because it's all a scam at the end of the day. So where does one with wealth store their wealth? Do you put it under the mattress? Do you trust that what if there was a fire in your house and it's, gone like that? So the safest place to keep it that's unconfiscatable and protected is going to be Bitcoin, and it's not even a question where else to store it. Look at Bitcoin compared to the top 10 cryptos in the market. There's a lot of stable coins out there. You got freaking Dogecoin in the top 10. You got Ethereum. You got XRP, as well as other centralized currencies. The only truly decentralized currency, store of value that is safe is Bitcoin at the end of the day. That's why a lot of people store their wealth in Bitcoin and they don't store their wealth in freaking Shiba Inu. You know what I mean? If you want to take the least amount of risk and bet on the fastest horse in the race, Bitcoin, no question. BTC, all day, no questions asked. Pezza says, imagine investing in fiat by accident. Yeah, that'd be crazy. Have a great one, fam. Nico says, I thought you liked Cold Card. I do like the Cold Card. I actually have the Cold Card, but I'll be quite honest. It's a more advanced wallet. And for the average person, extremely difficult to use because it's extremely difficult for me to figure out how to use it. So for easeability, for that reason, the easiest wallets to use are going to be Trezor and Ledger, from my knowledge, being testing a lot of different wallets. However, Cold Wallet is great, the Cold Card. If you're an advanced user, I'd highly recommend. It is the most secure way to store your crypto because you can use it without actually plugging it into any computer. That's what makes it very interesting. So check it out if you haven't already. I think it is a great wallet. There's a lot of different wallet options out there. I just know Ledger and Trezor have been around for the longest, so they have a long history of being trustworthy at the end of the day. You feel me? BitBuzz says, I feel we dropped to sub 12,000 after the Fed pivot December 14th. The coin falls sooner than I expected. Soon we'll have Bankman-Fried's Democratic purge. That's right. Coinfather says was on the show, but then it froze and came back. Yeah, appreciate you coming back, fam. Digging it. Bring facts as I invest in as many baskets as possible. Prep for the worst. The harder it gets for others, the less it changes for you. Life is great. I am still here. And Chill says, don't forget Kanye, the bank. That's right. Also, a bank can just shut you off. If they don't agree with your political view or if you have too much influence like Kanye West, like JP Morgan did to him, this is a real story. Oh, we're going to freeze your funds if you don't move whatever you have in there, say $200 million. So if they treat Kanye West like that, the richest black person in the world worth billions of dollars, do you think they care about you and your money? They can confiscate the money in what are those safety deposit boxes? I've seen this before, and not just in the United States, but other countries around the world. They can actually seize all your gold. Do you know there has been many times in history a gold seizure act where if you're holding gold, the authorities have the right to take it or they can put you in prison? Whoa! You know what I mean? You cannot trust any human being. That's why we verify everything. We trust in mathematics at the end of the day, because history tends to repeat. It's a sad reality, but it is what it is. With that being shared, now for the big finish of the day, let's break down a quick recap of everything I discussed here with you in today's show, shall we? In today's show, we discussed the 5 things to watch out for in the Bitcoin market this week, as well as the GBTC potentially being the next Bitcoin price black swan. Also, I shared with you breaking news as well, as pointed out here, that one of the biggest banks in Latin America to offer Bitcoin custody services in 2023 to their 55 million plus customers globally. We also discussed the FTX hacker dumping 50,000 Ethereum and still amongst the top 40 Ethereum holders, as well as Disney brings back Bob Iger as their CEO with the crypto connection to the metaverse, as well as Vitalik Buterin offering lessons for crypto in the wake of this FTX collapse. Also in today's show, I shared stablecoin issuer Tether explains how FTX and Alameda collapse has no impact or effect on USDT. However, still watch this closely because we can trust nobody. Scarface said it best. Who do I trust? Me. Also in today's show, we discuss the billionaire venture capitalist Tim Draper's $250,000 Bitcoin price prediction by the first half of 2023. But where do you feel the Bitcoin price is likely to go next?